In this video, we're going to show you how we like to build a position in a stock that we're stocking on the long side. And in this example, it is SolarCity, ticker SCTY. So let's get to the chart. Alright, first off, in SolarCity, it's one of the top stocks on our watch list, our internal watch list. So as it crossed through the 50-day MA, we certainly took notice of the stock, and we wanted to see how it reacted at the 50 and see if it held up and what it did. So following a break above the 50-day MA, which is this light blue line right here, the price action pretty much just was tight and pulled back in, back to the 50-day MA and the 20-day EMA, which is this beige line. And note that the volume on the pullback was pretty light. Our buy entry in our newsletter the night before on 12/18, we posted a buy entry in SolarCity above the high of 12/18, and the very next day it triggered, and that was our first entry point. And note that the volume on the breakout was pretty strong, above average, and that the next few days it went sideways on no volume, and that was partially due to the holidays, but pretty light volume. Still continued to go sideways on light volume, forming a tight handle, and we added to the position at 57.88, above the prior day's high. Once again, this was mentioned in our newsletter on the 31st of December. The buy entry was over the high of December 31st, and there was a slight pickup in volume there. And then SolarCity gapped to new highs on big volume and then went sideways, and then as it pulled away from our buy point, it continued to move higher on an increased volume. And note the lighter volume on the pullback. See, volume dries up here during the pullback, touch the 20-day EMA, and have a sell-off and an undercut, but still holds above the 20-day EMA. Now, after SolarCity held on to the 20-day EMA and bounced higher, we made a decision to trail a tight stop on partial size to lock in some gains, which is what we did when the stock triggered our stop on 2-3 below the 2-day low, and we were out at 72.84 from our add at 57.88, which made for a 25.8% gain. And we're still long from the original entry point. As you can see, SolarCity has held up, but is going sideways right now, and probably will continue to do so as it approaches earnings. We're currently up about 32% from our first entry. Let's briefly go over why we like this setup so much, and there's a few things we can point out to better help you in locating some of the more explosive setups in the market. And we can just go to a weekly chart here real quick, and we could just see the strong uptrend that is in place. SolarCity does pull back to the $45 area. It's still holding above the highs of the last base, or where the last last resistance area was before it broke out to new highs. So it's holding up quite well on the weekly chart, and in a strong uptrend, and that's generally what we look for. Going back to the daily chart, prior to our entry point, we see that the 200-day MA is in a clear uptrend, the 50 MA is in a clear uptrend, and the 20-day EMA is sideways, and that's fine, as the 20-day EMA will pull back when the stock itself is in pullback mode. So, but the 20 held above the 50, which it doesn't have to be necessarily the case. It could have gone below, but eventually it will climb back above the 50. The 50 still sloping higher, and we have a break of a downtrend line. We have a higher low within the base, and this is an ideal little handle here. Volume was pretty light, and the confirmation was volume picked up on the move out, which is a good sign as well. Then there's another little handle, also volume picked up a bit on the move out as well. All the while it's still holding above the 20-day moving average. And on the first pullback after the breakout, SolarCity held above the 20-period moving average. And on each test, it's held above the 20-day moving average for the most part. So while we took partial profit to lock in some gains, there's just simply no reason to sell the full position. And we're looking for SolarCity to potentially gap up after earnings and move to new highs. And if you would like to learn more about our style of trading and our newsletter, the Wagner Daily, where you can receive picks like SolarCity on a nightly basis, please visit our website at morpheustrading.com or our blog at morpheustrading.com/blog. Thanks for joining us, and good luck trading.